Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's me, Crazy Frankie, and I'd like to welcome you to my NFL, AFC, and NFC Championship picks. Now, I want before I get into my picks, I gotta make this a very quick video because I've been having a lot of trouble lately with either, I don't know if it's my video camera or my web camera. I don't know what's going on because this is probably my third or fourth take on this video. Obviously something's wrong here. I don't know why this is doing it, but it keeps lagging or something. But I'm gonna have to try to make this video short here, okay? I really wanted to get into my quick save with the divisional round, but unfortunately the lag is returned again in this video. My recording, I don't know what's going on here, so I'm just going to get straight into my conference championship picks because I need to get this uploaded on YouTube as quickly as possible. Alright, let's talk about the conference championship games. Let's begin in the AFC Championship. The AFC Championship game, the New England Patriots at the Denver Broncos. The New England Patriots are a 3-point favorite in this one, and I agree. Now, talking about these two teams, let me begin with Denver here. Denver does a lot of questions now. They didn't play all that great. Peyton Manning did not play all that well. And it wasn't much of a great performance against the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. His accuracy was, I mean, he did throw some accurate passes, but his receivers kept on dropping the passes thrown at him. So now it really brings a question in mind now for the Denver's offense here. They really need to get it together. And I didn't see much of the running game last week against the Steelers. So I think for Denver's sake, in order to beat the Patriots here, they need to establish their running game. They need to get that running game going, or they're going to have issues with the New England defense. So really right now, accurate throws, and the receivers should not be dropping passes. This is a time where they need to get those passes completed. And not only that, they really need to get their running game going. If they don't, it's going to be a field day for New England's defense. That's the only way Denver's going to beat the Patriots. Now for the Patriots, they lost earlier in the season to the Broncos, stopping them from becoming undefeated in the regular season. That was because they didn't have all their players. A lot of their players were hurt, so you can't deny that. So that pretty much was the issue for that team. But now that everybody's healthy, Edelman's back, Gronkowski seems to be pretty healthy. So yeah, their offense now is pretty much intact now. Everybody now is back to form, and I think now it is going to be a huge issue now for the Denver defense to stop. If they have everybody, if the New England offense is gearing up to be more healthier. Now, for the Patriots' sake, just all they got to do, they just got to stick to their game plan. Don't change anything. Don't change anything, and I think they have a chance to beat the Denver Broncos here. Now, who is going to win this game? I'm going to go with the New England Patriots. I'm not a fan of this team at all, and I know a lot of people are going to throw in comments and hate me on that because, you know, oh, you're just a Patriot hater and all that. Look, that's fine. I'm not a fan of this team, but hey, they're successful. They've been a successful franchise up to this point, and they're playing on a mission. I mean, I know they won the Super Bowl last year. They are the defending champions, and they are pretty much favored in this game and favored to win. Denver's has too many questions now. Their offense, their receivers need to be on track. They need to be in sync. Their running game needs to be going. And more importantly, their defense better be ready for this because New England's offense is more healthier and they need to be more sharp because they didn't play. Their defense wasn't all that great against Pittsburgh last week. So now it really comes to mind now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, what do you got to do? For the Denver Broncos, I mean, what do they got to do now in order to stop New England? And personally, Patriots just have too much offensive weaponry, and I pretty much see the New England Patriots getting out of Denver with a win here. So there's no question about it. I like the New England Patriots here. Patriots over the Broncos. The NFC Championship game. It is the Arizona Cardinals against the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are a 3-point favorite in this game. And obviously a lot of questions come to mind for this team. They are the #1 seed, but you build a great lead against Seattle, and yet in the second half of that game, Seattle nearly comes back to beat them. Now there's a lot of questions riding on Carolina's defense here. Did Seattle expose them? And I start to wonder about that. I think they may have. I think they did expose their defense. Now for Arizona. Now they had a sluggish start in that game. I knew because Green Bay was playing at a much higher pace. And it really does come to mind in question now for the Arizona Cardinals here. Now Carson Palmer wasn't all that sharp in that game. But yet towards the end of that game and them winning and beating Carolina was the defining moment for Carson Palmer to finally get a win in the postseason. Now, it's kind of you could say sort of evenly matched between these two teams. But Carolina's defense still is pretty good. Arizona's defense is pretty good too. So yeah, this game is a huge toss-up here. An extremely big toss-up here. Tough to say who wins this game here. Now, who am I going to go with in this game? Really, really a tough game to pick here. Both these teams are good. But I'm going to go on the upset here. I think Arizona is going to beat the Panthers. I think the Cardinals are going to go into Charlotte, and I think they're going to beat them. Now, they have beaten the Panthers before in the postseason. That was on their first run at the Super Bowl in the 2008 season. They went into Charlotte. They beat them. That was because Carolina was not that good of a team during that time, and Arizona. But now Carolina is a much better team than it was that year in 2008. And Arizona now they're a much improved team. It is going to be quite a game. This is definitely going to be a game to watch in the NFC Championship. But I am going to go all on the upset here. I think the Cardinals are going to beat the Panthers here. The Panthers, I still think they're a very cocky team. And really, their cockiness here is going to they almost got them in trouble last weekend against Seattle, even though they built that lead in the first half of that game. But I don't know about Arizona. Arizona is a completely different team, and they're much more they're much more offensively ready. So Carolina's defense better be ready for them. And I think, to me, I can see this game as an upset here. I like the Cardinals in this one. I think the Cardinals are going to beat the Panthers here. And the Cardinals are definitely, I have them as my pick to go to the Super Bowl. So yeah, no question about it. I like the Cardinals here. Cardinals over the Panthers. All right, that wraps up my picks here. Tune in about 2 weeks when I make my pick for Super Bowl 50. And for everybody, for the fans of all these four teams, the Patriots and the Broncos and the Cardinals and the Panthers, good luck to your team this weekend, as I will be watching these games, of course, and hopefully, and let's just see who comes out the victor here. Until then, everybody, I will see you in 2 weeks when I make my pick for Super Bowl 50. And until then, take care and enjoy Championship Weekend.